Okay, so here's another one that I think is kind of cool. It's so last time we made a trumpet, and this one we're gonna make something a bit more obscure. So starting with the oscillator, is going to set this down to 0 or 5, let's say, and we're going to go for 2 on this one. Then we want to throw up the 2 switches here so we have both of these shapes. And then we want to make sure this is on a 5 and this is on an off. Then you want to turn this all the way up to a 10, and we'll turn this one all the way up to a 10 and this one all the way down to a 0, okay? Next, we want to go to a 4 on this one, and then we want to go to a bit of a 6 or a 7 on this one, and then we want to go to a 0 on the envelope amount, and the keyboard amount, we want to set that to about A6. Already sounding more kind of like the aliens are coming. So we want to turn this all the way down to a 5, and we want to move this one all the way up to a 2. I need you at about a 2 right now. And let's use everything. Man, those aliens are coming in. So we're going to set this to a 5, and then we're going to set this down to a normal one. Then we're going to set this keyboard up here to this switch. So let's turn the keyboard on. The glide we don't really use, so we're just going to turn it off, and you can switch it to normal. And then the attack is all the way down to the bottom. The decay is all the way up here, and this is for the filter envelope. And turn the sustain all the way down in between a 0 and a 1, and we'll throw that release up here. Okay, now we want to turn this attack all the way down. We want to turn the decay to about a 6 or a 7. We want to turn the sustain all the way down and leave the release out to about a 7 or an 8. Then over to your modulation. Modulations, we want to kind of mess around. We'll actually set the LFO, okay? So the LFO is going to be on a triangle here, and that's going to be on a bit of a S5. And then we're going to set that to, we're going to set all of these. That's going to be on direct. This one will be on the wheel, but we'll put on for direct for the moment. And we're going to set this to direct. We're going to set all of these off except for the top one. So we're going to keep that frequency on. So we're going to basically keep the frequency turned on to direct, and we're going to keep the filter on here as well. Now, we got a bit of a weird one there. So let's see what happens when we modulate. So we're going to turn up the modulation now. So what I've done there is I've actually, instead, I've put these two onto wheels. So now, let's say if your keyboard has like a modulation wheel on the side of it, that will affect this. So whereas we have this kind of nice tone, if I move my finger on the wheel, now you may not see it off camera, but if I move my finger on the wheel, I'll have to turn up this modulation. Yeah, so I'm getting like I'm making that LFO kind of come in with the wheel on my keyboard. And basically, you can get these weird tones. Some very piercing tones that will kind of cut through the mix, I'd imagine, in certain areas. But that's another modulated frequency belly sound. So yeah, enjoy that one, and I'll probably see you in the next one.